Imagine kissing the person you have a massive crush on, only to immediately plunge into a deep, paralyzing depression that you cannot explain to anyone. This was the bizarre, painful reality of one of television's biggest stars at the absolute height of her fame. For nearly a decade, Sara Gilbert was one of the most successful teen stars in the world. But while millions watched her on Roseanne, she was hiding a secret so heavy it was quietly destroying her from the inside out. And the one person who knew the truth was her on-screen boyfriend. This is why Sara Gilbert's 10-year secret finally broke her. To understand the sheer weight of what she carried, we have to look at the immense pressure cooker of the Roseanne set in the early 90s. As Darlene Connor, Sara was the sarcastic, relatable voice of a generation of teenagers. She was sharp, cynical, and completely secure in her own skin on screen. But when the camera stopped rolling, the actress behind Darlene was falling apart. The show decided to introduce a love interest for Darlene, a sweet, artistic kid named David Healy, played by Johnny Galecki. The chemistry between them was instant, undeniable, and electric. Off-screen, Sara felt it too. She had a massive crush on Johnny. He was cute, sweet, and quickly became one of her favorite people in the world. Naturally, they started dating in real life. It was a teen publicist's dream come true, the real-life romance of television's favorite young couple. They would hang out, visit each other's homes, and do what any young couple in love would do. They made out. But every single time they did, a heavy, suffocating darkness would wash over Sara. Instead of feeling the thrill of young love, she felt an overwhelming sense of dread and despair. She would pull away and sink into a profound depression. Johnny, completely unaware of what was actually happening, began to take it personally. He started to believe there was something fundamentally wrong with him, that he was somehow failing her or making her miserable. What was happening in those private, quiet moments that left her in tears? And why was Johnny taking the blame? She couldn't keep letting him hurt, so she finally sat him down and confessed the truth. She didn't fully understand it herself yet, but she knew she was attracted to women. She was coming to terms with being a lesbian in an era where saying those words out loud could completely destroy your life. Johnny's reaction was not one of anger, rejection, or confusion. He was incredibly sweet, understanding, and protective. But their confession was only the beginning of a dangerous game. This is where the story takes a massive, unexpected turn. Johnny did not just promise to keep her secret, he became her ultimate shield. Shortly after their breakup, a teenage Sara began dating a woman who was 18 years her senior. To make matters infinitely more complex, this woman was also a highly visible figure in the entertainment industry. If the public or the tabloids found out, it would have erupted into an absolute media-feeding frenzy that would have demolished both of their careers instantly. How far were they willing to go to protect this double life? And what would happen if the pressure became too much to bear? To comprehend the terrifying stakes, you have to remember what Hollywood was like in the 90s. This was a time when coming out wasn't just a career risk, it was a career death sentence. When Ellen DeGeneres came out in 1997, she faced an unprecedented wave of public backlash, cancellation, and professional exile. For Sara Gilbert, the lesson was crystal clear: hide who you are or lose everything you have worked for. She was terrified she would never be cast in a straight role again. She feared the public would turn on her, destroying the legacy of Roseanne and dragging her loved ones into the mud. So, she chose to live a double life. Every day on set, she and Johnny had to pretend to be the perfect on-screen couple, while behind the scenes, Johnny was actively helping her hide her secret from the entire cast and crew. For years, not a single soul on the Roseanne set knew the truth. Johnny held that secret close, acting as her ultimate confidant and protector. But as the years rolled on, the emotional toll of this deception grew heavier and heavier. By the early 2000s, Sara had entered a committed, loving relationship with television producer Allison Adler. They were together for 10 years. They built a life. They had 2 beautiful children. But because of the persistent, paralyzing fear of career ruin, Sara could never publicly acknowledge her partner. Imagine the sheer psychological agony of that existence. You have a family, a home, children, and a partner of a decade, Yet you have to act like they do not exist when you step in front of a camera. You have to deflect, lie, and hide the people you love most in the world just to keep your job. Tell me in the comments, if you had to deny the existence of your own family to keep your job, would you have made the same choice? Or would you have walked away? The constant hiding was quietly breaking her from the inside out. The fear became a physical weight, a shadow that followed her everywhere. Even as society slowly began to change, the trauma of her teenage years kept her locked in the closet. She was trapped in a prison of her own making, built from the bricks of Hollywood's harsh expectations. And just when she thought she had successfully buried the truth forever, a major career shift forced her to make a choice that would change everything. In 2010, Sara decided to create and co-host a new daytime talk show called The Talk. The premise of the show was simple: a group of women sitting around a table, sharing their unfiltered opinions, their personal lives, and their deepest truths. It was a brilliant concept, but it presented Sara with a terrifying ultimatum. How could she host a show built on absolute authenticity while harboring a massive, decade-long lie? She realized she couldn't. Before the show launched, Sara made the brave decision to finally come out publicly as a lesbian. It was a massive weight off her shoulders, but the psychological scars of her years in hiding did not disappear overnight. But even after the truth was out, the nightmare wasn't over, and it begs the question: why does she still feel a paralyzing fear every time she speaks about it? In 2013, during a special Secrets Week on The Talk, Sara sat at the table and decided to lay everything bare. She became incredibly emotional, her voice cracking as she recounted the story of her youth. She revealed, for the very first time, the role Johnny Galecki played in her journey. She confessed that she still felt terrified talking about her sexuality in public, that there was still a small, traumatized part of her teenage self that whispered, "What is this costing me in my career?" When she decided to share this deeply personal secret on television, she reached out to Johnny first to get his permission. Johnny's response was nothing short of legendary. He didn't hesitate. He told her, "I love you. I am so proud of you. If you want, I will be there and I will hold your hand." Even after all those years, after their lives had gone in completely different directions, his loyalty to her remained completely unbroken. Sara Gilbert's story is a powerful, haunting reminder of the invisible scars left by an era of Hollywood that forced stars to choose between their authentic selves and their dreams. The 10-year secret she carried didn't just protect her career, it nearly broke her spirit. But through the unwavering loyalty of a true friend and her own immense courage, she managed to shatter the closet doors and build a life of genuine truth. Today, she stands as a beacon of hope for anyone struggling to accept who they are. If you want to understand the deep, hidden pressures of fame and the human cost of living a double life in Hollywood's golden era, subscribe for more deep dives, or click the video on your screen right now to uncover another fascinating, untold industry secret.